Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. So we are just behind the main marquee, the men's marquee at Hadiqatul Mehdi. Inshallah, this coming weekend we have the Jalsa Salana starting from Friday, 2nd of August. Today is the inspection day. So let's see what kind of preparations are happening right now. And I can see Jonathan Butterworth Sahab, who heads the new converts department. So he's mashallah working. Assalamu alaikum, Jonathan Sahab. So if you can let us know, mashallah, we are just behind the men's marquee.
Yes.
So what sort of preparations are happening here?
So we've just arrived for the inspection on the day of the inauguration of the Jalsa Salana, which is the annual convention. So over here you have on the right hand side the new Ahmadiyya converts marquee, and then on the left you have the outreach marquee, also known as Tabligh, which is conveying the message essentially. Then over here you have, I think it is international press and media, and behind you have the Arab marquee, which is especially for the Arab speaking Ahmadi Muslims who have their talks and their lectures in there. So we are just closing off the fencing, putting up some signs on the side, on this side and on the other side, and then we'll be heading for prayers and lunch, and then getting ready for the arrival of His Holiness, the Hazrat Khalifatul Masih, the successor to the promised Messiah. May Allah be his helper.
So if you can let us know a bit about your own department as well, new converts. So what kind of activities the department does, and your responsibilities?
Yes,
in
yeah.
general.
So when people accept Islam, when they become Muslim, then it's our job to look after them and give them the support that they need. This is especially around learning and understanding Islam. So learning how to pray the Islamic prayer, which in Arabic is known as Salat. To learn the movements and to learn the words of the prayer, which are taught in the Holy Quran and taught by the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Peace and blessings of God be upon him. So we help the converts to learn the prayers, help them to learn how to read the Holy Quran, help them to engage in financial sacrifice. We look to arrange classes locally for them, national events as well, social activities, celebrations of the times of Eid, help them to attend here in the annual convention, help them to meet one another, to build relationships, and also very importantly help them to come to visit and to meet His Holiness, the worldwide head of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, the Khalifa, successor to the promised Messiah, which is a really key thing, because when they meet His Holiness then their faith increases so much and they develop a very special personal bond. So these are some of the things that we try to do.
Amazing.
To enable them to strengthen their relationship with God and live a spiritual life. And my son is here helping me today as well.
MashaAllah.
So this is my son Jahid, and he's one of the team today, and he is especially looking forward to meeting Hazur, His Holiness, as we all are.
Alhamdulillah. Brilliant. Jazakallah Jonathan Sahab. May Allah bless you.
Ameen.
And may this be another success, inshallah, this year.
Ameen.
Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, brother.
So this is the entrance to the outreach marquee. So let's see what kind of preparations are happening here. I can see Rizwan Beg Sahab here, who's mashallah setting up his display. Assalamu alaikum, Rizwan Sahab.
Assalamu alaikum.
How are you? Okay?
I'm very well. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, good. If you can let us know, we are in the outreach marquee. What kind of exhibition are you displaying this year here?
This is about Qurans from 14th century to onward, about 19th century, and some of the Quran which I'm going to display is about the travel Quran. And to introduce to the world, these Qurans are handwritten on handmade paper, and educate people about different aspects of it. First of all, I bring George Sale's Qurans as well, which is the first edition translated into English. So opportunity for people to have a look and get some knowledge out of it.
Okay, brilliant. Jazakallah. Thank you very much. So I can see Umar Nasir Sahab as well here. So if you can let us know what kind of exhibitions are being displayed here in the outreach marquee, You just give us a tour,
Yeah.
quick tour as well.
Quick tour? Okay, so
Yeah.
Abdullah. So this is the Outreach Marquee. We have 3 exhibitions here, 2 of which are brand new, one of which is a repeat but improved from last year. So the first one we have is the Al-Quran exhibition. This, if you go through, talks about the wisdom of the Quran, the compilation of the Quran, how it was standardized, and goes through the early history of the Quran, especially in the early Khilafat. Then if you go all the way through, at the back there starts Signs of the Hour. Signs of the Hour is essentially talking about the various signs of this time and how it demonstrates that this is the time of the Promised Messiah and also the signs of the Promised Messiah. So there are many, many signs, many Quranic prophecies, even biblical prophecies, prophecies from the Ahadith that we talk about. And then here we have Letters to Kings and Queens, which goes through the various letters that the Holy Prophet ﷺ, the Prophet ﷺ and the Khulafa have sent to the different kings and queens of their ages, and now the prime ministers, of course, and how they've spread peace and the message of Islam to people, be they very high or very low in a sense, in a worldly sense. So that's about that, and alhamdulillah we are very pleased to be able to host Rizwan Beygh's exhibitions. He has some very ancient Qurans that he's showing here and some other artifacts, and that will be part of the Al-Quran exhibition. So what we would say is to everyone in Jalsa coming, come to the Outreach Marquee. You'll be able to have tours of these areas, be able to read a lot of information, get a lot of new knowledge inshallah, and bring all your friends and everyone that you're with, because I think it'll be a very enjoyable time for you.
Thank you, Jazakallah.
So during the Jalsa days we'll have lots of talks here, Q&A sessions, so to people to learn about Islam. So this is all under preparation still, so it's not complete, it's not going to look like this, it's going to look much more fancy. And we're going to have lots of we're going to have a big Quranic exhibition which is happening here, and a bit of sample of which you're going to be seeing soon, which is lots of translations of the Holy Quran.
Okay, Jazakallah.
Thank you.
So Jalsa Salana is attended by close to 40,000 people from over 100 countries, and you can see that the flags of different countries of the world, they are being erected right now. That basically represents all those countries that have been represented here at Jalsa. So already we can see a number of flags here, and these gentlemen are all busy erecting them right now. So this Jalsa is a unique spiritual convention where you see unity of God and mankind being displayed in a practical way. MashaAllah, these members of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community volunteers working hard in getting the stage ready for the flag hoisting, which will inshallah take place on the 2nd of August on Friday by His Holiness Hazrat Mirza Masroor Ahmad, worldwide head and Caliph of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community. We'll see the Ahmadiyya flag, and next to it will be the British flag. Since this is Jalsa Salana UK, they'll be erected next to each other.
At the moment we've erected about 120 flags, and there's probably about 4 more that are left, plus the 2 for the main stage here.
I can see Maulana Jahangir Sahib here. Assalamu alaikum Jahangir Sahib, you're right?
Islam.
Alhamdulillah. So if you can introduce yourself first, and then mashallah today is the inauguration day of Jalsa Salana UK 2019. If you can just let us know what Jalsa Salana means to you and the rest of it.
Well, my name is Abdullah Jahangir Khan, and I'm on my father's side I'm Mauritian, originally Afghan on my grandfather's side. On my mother's side I'm Irish. I happen to be in charge of the French desk, the central French desk here, so what I do here is usually interpreting the speeches live and also translation, so pre-prepared translations. So that's mostly what we do. It's a lot of translation work during the Jalsa. Right now I'm just going around because we don't really have a lot of time to get out of those cabins where we translate. So I'm going around to see if I can get a sneak peek of the different, the setups that they have here, the exhibitions, etc. These kind of things. So that's about it really. And then I have to get my badge. Otherwise, I won't be able to get into the security on Friday.
Right.
So that's what I'm here for. Yes, I mean, you asked me as well what the Jalsa means for us. It's a rejuvenation of our spirit. basically, and it does last for a long time. And we do aim to keep the blessings flowing, that we get from the Jalsa here. But a lot of that has to do with not only the prayers of the Khalifa of the time, which is the most important aspect, but also his speeches, which have a very profound impact on all of us. But then we also have the spirit-warming atmosphere of all the brothers and the sisters meeting, from different parts of the world, and that's something which really raises our spirits every single year. And I think that's, those are just some of the things that we look forward to at the Jalsa. There are many, many other things, but those are some of the main ones. And I'm certainly hoping that I'm going to enjoy myself spiritually and morally and physically as well during this Jalsa, inshallah.
And I see, during Jalsa, when the flag hoisting takes place, we see that there is an Ahmadiyya flag that's hoisted by His Holiness Hazrat Mirza Masroor Ahmad, the worldwide head and Caliph of the Ahmadi Muslim community. And then next to it is the British flag. So what is the significance of having a British flag at this Jalsa?
Well, the significance is that the Jalsa is taking place in the UK, so obviously it's going to be the UK flag that's going to be raised. When the Jalsa takes place in America, it's the American flag that's raised. When it takes place in India, it's the Indian flag that's raised, etc., etc. And so this just happens to be in the UK, and that's the only significance of it. But having said that, it also means that we have respect and love for the country of our residents, because that's also, the saying of the Prophet Muhammad, which is attributed to him at least, Hubbul Watani min al-Iman. So it's part of our faith to love our country of residence. And this is just one way of showing our attachment and love to the UK where we live. I wish Jalsa Salana Mubarak to everyone who will be here, and also those who are going to be watching us either on MTA or on social media. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you very much. So we have just offered our Zuhr prayers. People are coming out. These are volunteers for this year's Jalsa, and you can see them coming out and going to the food marquee to have food together.
Wasim Ahmad from accommodation.
Okay.
And we are just going for food after namaz. So these are my next generation accommodation team.
Mashallah, mashallah. So they are being trained well.
They are being trained well.
I've got Raza and Azaz here. So you guys are doing duty this year as well?
Yeah.
So where's your duty this year?
Tabshir.
Tabshir, acha. So
Yeah.
you'll be serving the guests of the Prophet ﷺ?
Yeah.
Yes.
So is this your first year there, or have you done this before as well?
No, we did it last year as well, so second.
So what kind of activities do you do there? I mean, what kind of duties do you...
Serving guests.
Wow.
Cleaning tables, getting the food out for them, getting the buffet ready.
So dal is famous at Jalsas. This is the speciality of Jalsas. Can't wait. So this is the food marquee on the men's side. All the volunteers having their food. Tayyib, you're having rice with dal, the famous Jalsa dal, isn't it?
Yeah.
You like it?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah? I love it, can't wait. So I'll get going as well then.
Special langar dal, it's the best food.
You know, we've tried it at home. We can never, cook anything like this. I think there's these ingredients are probably...
I think there's a secret recipe which they're not telling us.
I think that's probably the case. So if you let us know about the Jamaat in America, mashallah, I see that it's a very active Jamaat. So if you could just give us a short brief about the things that you're doing in America and your visit here for Jalsa as well.
Right. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. So USA Jamaat, it's a growing Jamaat, 99 years old. Next year we're looking forward to celebrating 100 years. A lot of projects going on depending on where you are in the country. We're very widely spread, but we're trying to keep our spirits and our souls together. That's what the Jamaat does centrally wherever we are. As far as my trip here is concerned, I'm serving MTA Africa as a presenter and script writing and all the other things that it comes with. So UK is my home. I always look forward to coming. Jalsa Salana, what brings us together is Khilafat and the spirit of Khilafat. And I'm pretty much looking forward to it, praying day by day as we build up towards Jalsa.
Brilliant, Jazakallah. Inshallah, see you around. Assalamu alaikum.
My name is Mwanje Jamil. I'm originally from Uganda. During Jalsa, I'm working in the International Media Center, the home of the journalists, most especially 90% are from Africa. And the purpose is to convey the message of Islam, Jalsa, Huzul's message to the African part of the world. And we also have journalists from the Caribbean islands and some from Europe as well.
If you can introduce yourself and where you come from originally as well.
I am Munawar Ahmed Nasir. Actually I'm basically from Sri Lanka, and I'm working for private secretary office for the past 10 years.
This community is established in over 200 countries around the world, but we have that feeling of brotherhood that you cannot find elsewhere. And it is Khilafat that brings us together.
Yes, you are right. Only today the Jamaat Ahmadiyya can bring peace for the world. And this is my message. Thank you very much.
Jazakallah wa jazak. Now I can see the team of Voice of Islam here. So if I can grab Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. So I see some, mashallah, some presenters here and some team members of Voice of Islam Radio.
Yep.
If you can introduce Voice of Islam first, what Voice of Islam is about, and then of course what kind of programs are you planning to do during Jalsa Salana as well. So if you could just grab this and introduce yourself as well, please, if you can.
Okay. My name is Ataur Rahman Khalid and I'm the Nazim for Voice of Islam Radio. Voice of Islam Radio is a DAB radio station, so we broadcast on DAB, which covers London and the suburbs of London. And through live stream, we're global, so people can listen throughout the world. Our key target audience is non-Ahmadi, so it's a platform to do tabligh. So at Jalsa, we do a setup where we want to give our listeners an opportunity to find out about this gathering, the annual convention, which was started by the Prophet ﷺ. We want to give them a flavor of it. So as well as airing some of the key speeches which are coming from the Jalsa Gah, we also cover other subjects like news and stuff to keep the interest from our audience and then give them a flavor of the Jalsa. We've got Mudabbir here who can tell you a little bit more about the schedule on what kind of programs we're going to be doing.
Sure. So I'm looking after the schedule for Friday, and we have a mix of different topics. So for the live shows, so we have one show where we have a guest who specifies in Middle Eastern politics and global politics, so we'll be hopefully inshallah having an interview with him. We've also got Rational Religion, the organisation linked to Jamaat who focus on spirituality in Islam and the purpose behind religion. We also have Review of Religions as well from 7 till 8 p.m. on a Friday, and we'll be discussing with them the key sort of projects and events they've been conducting throughout the year, and also they'll be inshallah introducing Barry Schwartz, he's a regular guest now at Jalsa Salana UK, and he will be focusing on the Turin Shroud and the significance of the Turin Shroud within Islam and Christianity, and also its truthfulness, and the exhibition that Review of Religion will have up. So that's just a Friday, and as you can see we've got a whole different variety of programs that will hopefully be not just an interest to our listeners but also external audience as well. So
if somebody wants to listen to Voice of Islam, what are the ways to access the
So it's as Rabbi Sar mentioned, it's DAB, so it's digital, so you can just Google it. I think we have a website as well, which is voiceofislam.org.
So if you want to listen to Voice of Islam Radio, if you have DAB in your car, so it's London 3, and you can find the frequency, go to the letter V and listen to Voice of Islam. Also you can live stream, so go to voiceofislam.co.uk. We also have the Voice of Islam app, both on Apple and Android. So yeah, listen to the broadcast and benefit from Voice of Islam Radio.
Brilliant. Jazakallah. I see Kamal Sahab here. Assalamu alaikum Kamal Sahab, you're right. If you can introduce yourself to the people who are watching this, and you are here for the Jalsa. Today is Jalsa inauguration. So your own introduction, where do you come from, and what does Jalsa mean to you?
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Kamal. I come from Algeria, Algiers, capital. And I am from this community and since a few years now. And Jalsa, I mean, for me is is like I see it like like the knife, and this to make it very sharp. Yeah, when we come here, we see each other all, and it's 3 days Jalsa, and spiritually we get very, very high spiritually as well, and we learn a lot of things and just 3 days. Yeah, and Jalsa is, like I said, is like this knife to make it sharp. When we see each other here, we all get sharp in spirituality.
Spiritually, yes.
Yes, spiritually.
I was just speaking to a number of people here,
Yes.
Members of the Ahmadiyya community from all around the world.
Yes.
And I was saying that the thing that brings us together, keeps us together,
Yeah.
binds us together,
Okay.
is Khilafat
Yes,
Ahmadiyya.
that is true.
And
this is true. That's what brings us together is the Khilafah. That is what the Ummah need. Alhamdulillah, Jama' al-Muslim al-Ahmadiyya, we have a Khalif, and this Khalif, he lead us everywhere we are, and we listen his speech, and if he told us stay, walk, that is what we need. It's, alhamdulillah, we are like this Khilafah of the time of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And we are very happy to be with our Khalif, and that is what the Ummah need, a Khilafat.
Alhamdulillah. That's the spirit of Islam.
The spirit
of
Islam.
Ahmadiyya.
That is
spirit of the the Jamaat of the Promised Messiah alayhi salam,
Yes.
and revival of true Islam.
Yes,
Alhamdulillah.
that is true.
Okay, assalamu alaikum wa barakatuh. I'll see you around inshallah.
Jazakumullah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Beloved Hazur has just delivered his speech to the volunteers here at the Benz Marquee, and we are now waiting for Hazur Yaqdas to come and grace this marquee with his presence for the dinner now. So you see that all the volunteers are waiting for Hazur Yaqdas to come and have food with us. So it's mashallah an amazing opportunity for all of us to be in the presence of our beloved Hazur. So inshallah, in the next couple of minutes or so, Hazur is expected to arrive. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.